Hi everybody. So continuing to work on the right tank for the right wing. Hope everyone is having a good weekend. I'm a little hungover. We had a birthday party for me last night. Well, for my wife and for me. But yeah, 43. Today's my birthday and I'm 43. Yay. Anyway, so I'm a little hungover, but it's okay because I'm staring at a plate right next to my keyboard here that just used to have some leftover cake and ice cream in it about 10 minutes ago, so don't cry for me. So my friend Ted's here. We're going to, so we're just working on the skin. Here's where I thought, because the tank, I couldn't get the tank skin all the way up to where I needed to in the DRDD2 to get that last dimple. I thought, oh yeah, I can just use the pop rivet dimpler. Well, pop rivet dimpler works great on thin material. This 32 thousandths inch stuff just laughs at it. It barely even makes a dent. So yeah, that is a total fail. If you want to totally fail, do that. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so we're working on the dimpling. I've got my friend Ted. He's going to be doing the dimpling with the squeezer because he loves getting some squeeze time in. Yeah, one thing I've realized is doing the right wing. Oh, here we get a little interruption from President Ken, who's growing his Ted Kaczynski style look in there really well. One thing about this right wing versus the left, we're gonna show all the work on it, but by God, I mean, it's getting boring. Not boring, but I'm trying to think of something that I can talk about. One thing I can mention, so as far as the dimpling, there's two holes that you don't dimple, and those are for the attach points for the fuselage attach bracket. Although I think they call it the tank attach bracket. It's number T dash something something. I think there's a 3 in it. Anyway, so there's two holes you don't dimple, one on each side. Also, and it's kind of vague in the instructions, but it says dimple the skin as shown on figure blah 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 of blah blah blah. So you look on there, and it shows you what each of them are. Because you see, oh, this is a 426 rivet. Well, this must be dimpled, so dimple that. You do dimple the number 19 screw holes for number 8 screws. So those are the holes all the way around the edge, around the top. I think there's like 80 of them, roughly, something like that. I need to do an exact count because that's where it attaches the tank skin to the spar and the leading edge and something else later, I'm sure. It doesn't say specifically to dimple them, but the instructions talk about when you dimple a number 19 hole for a number 8 screw, and it says this in the instructions a lot, is you need to remember to deburr those holes. You know, you got to picture. You know, I can't even imagine. The only thing that I can relate it to, it's like, have you ever had that type of donut that is crackly on the edges? That's because they stretched the dough out and it causes those cracks. Same thing happens when you over dimple, you know, for a really big hole. You dimple a big hole, it wants to bend a lot, and, you know, there's not a lot of metal there. You're basically trying to expand metal with no metal to expand, and so you can get cracks. If you deburr correctly, you have less chance of it. But you also do dimple those, even though it doesn't really say so specifically in the instructions about, oh, you know, this is for a number 8 screw later. No, because it's, you know, like the nut plates will have these holes, and they'll have the number 40 holes around them. So you dimple the number 40 holes, obviously. But you also need to remember to dimple those number 19 holes first before the 40s, or you'll wind up messing up the dimples for the 40s doing the 19. So a little bit of clarity could be used there because, you know, I had to read it for like 10 minutes. I don't want to screw it up. I screw up enough of this stuff. I do not want to add a giant wing skin to the wall of shame. Anyway, now we're just going to lay out the stiffeners, and we'll be doing those in the next video. Came up with a new way to do those as well. So that is something to talk about this season.